guys, in today's video, it is the best deep cleaning of 2021 marathon. So this video is being posted at the end of 2021. We are closing out the year and we are beginning 2022. So regardless of whenever you're watching this video, I know that starting a new year or wherever you're at in the year, that you should all have some type of goal. Now, you're probably wondering, how does this relate to this marathon video? Well, in 2021, where I actually began my massive deep clean, decluttering, organizing videos. It's where I really took off on YouTube and began to get my house in order. I have cleaned spaces that I have never cleaned before, like ever in my life. I, tried to declutter a lot. I tried to do a lot of organizing. I tested out several new products. And over the last year, I've been able to accomplish so much, especially with the help of all of you. So this marathon video is to motivate you to jumpstart the new year and just tackle the projects that you've been wanting to. So just know that you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to know all the latest and greatest tips and tricks. You don't have to have all of the perfect cleaning equipment, and you don't have to have the perfect house. It doesn't matter how old you are. All that matters is that you start somewhere. So the seasons may change and the messes will come and go, but all that matters is getting a little bit better each time. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 2 toddler girls, Sailor, who's 4, Savannah, who is 2, and over the last year, we have tackled some of the deepest and dirtiest spaces in my home. If you're not familiar with the marathon video, it is basically a really, really long video, which is compiled of several smaller videos. So in this case, it is my 5 best deep cleaning videos of 2021, all compiled together, where you can just turn it on and tackle a ton of spaces without having to get up and change the videos or anything like that. So with that being said, I really, really hope that this video inspires you in more ways than one. It allows you to look back and see all of the things that you've accomplished this last year, and also look forward and see all of the things that you are going to accomplish this year. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it.
Heard the countdown through the haze in the face of defeat, yeah. I was ruled out with no bailout, on my own, all alone, left to bleed out. But I rose up from the ground, just like I was spellbound. All the odds were against me, so I picked up the pace, and now I'm in the race. Give me some space. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna go, 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 like a bullet, won't take no bullet. You should know, no, I'm about to explode.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am so grateful to have you here, whether you've been here before or this is your first time. In today's video, I'll be doing tons of deep cleaning and decluttering and going through spaces that I have never even thought to clean before. I wish I could say that I have my chores done before bed every night and that I have the house tidied up by the time my husband gets home from work every day, but majority of the time, that's just not the case. Over time, I found that the need for trying to be perfect and have everything perfectly clean all the time is just so exhausting. But I'll share a story about that a little later on. But because I know that these things still have to get done, why not make it fun and motivating? My name is Michelle and I'm a mom of 2 small toddler girls. If you've been here before, you've probably seen them in the background of some of my videos making a mess. But if you enjoy real life cleaning, organizing, and motivation in all aspects of your life, then I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you enjoy this video.
I ain't asking for permission, no.
I'm going to start in the kitchen. First up is tackling all of these dirty dishes. The larger dishes and usually the pots and pans I will hand wash, and then everything else I put in the dishwasher. These sink grids in our sinks have actually been a lifesaver because I don't know why it's called stainless steel, but when we first moved into this house, we would just put our dishes straight on the stainless steel and it would leave ring circles around it and it does stain. So we ended up getting these sink grids and they have just been a lifesaver. If you are thinking about getting one, just make sure you measure the size. When I ordered these, I measured the wrong size. So my husband actually had to cut off the end of one of them so that it would still work and it would fit. I have used several different kinds of stainless steel cleaners to clean our stove and our refrigerator and other things that are stainless steel, but I have always found that just those Clorox wipes work the best. I don't know why, but that's just what I've always been using ever since. After I clean it with the stove with a Clorox wipe, then usually I'll just get a rag with some water and wipe it down one more time. That way, if there's any chemicals or anything left over, it doesn't stay on there.
For better or worse, we should stay together. So let's stay young and in love. We should focus on us forever. Yeah, baby, if you are feeling like I do, we could.
Now moving on to the laundry, I have tons of kids' laundry to get done, get folded, and get put away, but I am just switching my clothes over to the dryer. And one thing is I never dry my shirts. I always hang them up and hang dry them because I've already been through the route of all of my clothes shrinking, so I usually just hang dry them. But one thing I noticed is certain materials will have a little bit of is it like a starchy feeling? Maybe you can leave me a comment below if you know what I'm talking about, where it's just kind of not soft anymore. And I've tried to use less detergent and thinking that there's just too much detergent being used, but maybe it's just certain materials. I don't know. What do you guys do to make sure that your clothes are extra soft after you wash them and not dry them? Leave me a comment below if you have any ideas. Now we are putting away some of the clothes. This is Sailor's room. She is my 3.5-year-old daughter, and a few months ago I went through all of her drawers and reorganized all of her clothes using the KonMari method, and y'all, it has been a game changer. I highly recommend it. I went through and did all of our clothes using the KonMari folding method. It's so much easier to find the clothes and put them away. It may take a little bit of time of extra folding up front, but once you get the hang of it, it goes by really fast. That was one of my worries, is the upkeep of having to fold it however many times you have to fold it, but it is truly worth it. Now that it's starting to get a little bit warmer, now that we're hitting spring, it's probably time for me to go through all of these clothes and switch out winter clothes with summer clothes. So that'll be something probably I work on later this month. If you haven't noticed, I fold everything downstairs on my bed, and the girls' clothes I put in these smaller baskets. That way I make sure that the load doesn't get too big, because folding these clothes takes forever. There's just so many of them that can fit into one load of laundry, so when you're folding it, it just seems like it takes forever. I am also really bad about leaving everything inside out when I put it in the washing machine. That just adds more time when I'm trying to fold clothes and turn everything right side out. But one thing that does bother me is having a ton of clothes that need to be folded. I'd rather have a pile of dirty clothes in the laundry room than have a pile of clean clothes that I need to fold. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you are the same way or if you're opposite. Would you rather have a pile of clean clothes to fold or a pile of dirty clothes sitting in your laundry room?
Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some.
So, you know when you have a space that's kind of unorganized, but you don't really know that it's unorganized until you see somebody else clean it? Well, yeah, that's kind of what happened to me here and pretty much every single cabinet in my kitchen. I can barely get to anything or find anything in this cabinet, so I had this brilliant idea 2 months ago. Yes, 2 months ago, that I was going to find all of this product and make this whole cabinet pretty and organize it, and then I kind of just got stuck. I didn't know what to buy, I didn't know how to make it functional, I didn't really know what would fit in the space, so I just took a trip to Target and bought 2 little racks. I said, you know, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna worry about trying to get all of these cool, fancy products. I'm just gonna get 2 racks and clean it out and make it as functional as possible. I didn't really measure anything before I got it, and we have a reverse osmosis, I think that's what it's called, in there. So that huge tank, it helps our water. It's supposed to filter our water, and it basically takes up all of this cabinet space. So I basically bought 2 racks, one that I could put on each side. So they are sliding drawers, and basically I put one of them in and realized, yep, I definitely don't have room for both of them. So now I'm just trying to decide which one I want to use. I knew that there was a possibility that they both wouldn't fit, but that's okay. I would just use one in another cabinet, probably my bathroom cabinet, because I'm horrible about returning things, which I need to get a lot better at. But what I've found with organizing products is that if it doesn't fit in one of your spaces, I mean, there's probably a ton of other spaces that you can use the same exact product. So I decided to use this drawer and put all of the soap rags and stuff, and anything that is associated with the dishwasher, I was going to put on the top. Everything on this side I went through and emptied out, and I'm just putting everything back. I do have it somewhat categorized, but here's the thing, here's my theory. It's better to just start and get it done and fix it later. I can find something else that fits in that space later than to just procrastinate and leave it undone for several months. I'm switching out the laundry, and one thing that I put in with my towels and sheets and stuff is this glamorous wash. It just put a little drop in there, and it actually makes it smell really, really nice. So moving on to another day, I am going to take off all the sheets of both of my girls' beds and also wash that. I don't typically get everything done in one day, and if I do, I track my steps and make it more of a workout. If you see my extreme clean video, you'll see it there. But majority of the time, it's lots of cleaning done over several days. That's just something that's more realistic for me. Okay, let's talk a little bit about reality. I have been avoiding picking up this playroom probably for a week. I just blocked it out. I won't go in here. And now it's time for me to just get it done and get it cleaned up.
I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving you, and you save me too. Yeah, I need it, don't you need me too? 'Cause
I shared a little bit on perfectionism earlier in this video, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. But I can't really explain it right unless I start with my story. I started a blog in 2016 hoping to help people with their fitness goals. Fitness has always been a big part of my life because it helped with a lot of depression that I had when I was younger. The goal was to always help people overcome that, and I started following a lot of fitness models and fitness inspiration, and soon I just became trapped in comparing and perfecting. I stopped that blog because I felt like I didn't look good enough. I didn't look like these fitness models. I didn't have enough. I wasn't as pretty as all of them, and I fell into that trap of comparison. Fast forward to about 6 months ago, I started my YouTube channel, and I did that to connect and motivate and help other moms just like me. I like decor and home inspiration, and one of my Christmas videos did really well. With that, I was super grateful, but along with that, I got lots of negative comments. Some of these comments went along the lines of, I'm showing off how much I have, I'm showing off my house, showing off how much money I make, and all of these things. And I know that what's happening is that we're watching this stuff and we're falling into that trap of comparison. The backstory is that I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I was raised by a single mom. We moved a lot. I was just okay in school. I struggled a lot. I forced myself to go to college, but when I went to college, I couldn't afford a university, so I started off at a community college. I worked full time and went to night school. My classes were at 10 o'clock at night sometimes, and it ended up taking me 6 years to graduate. After I graduated college, I was super happy, but I was in a lot of debt. And then I started comparing myself to other people, thinking that it still wasn't good enough. But here's what I've learned. If we deprive ourselves of gratitude, then we will always stay focused on the things that we don't have. Be curious, but don't compare. There's always going to be someone out there who is richer, prettier, smarter, has a way cleaner house, and has their stuff together, but don't compare. And the way that I know how to do that is just to be grateful for what you have. I am grateful for all of the hard experiences that I went through when I was younger because that led me to where I am now. I am so grateful for my 2 beautiful, healthy daughters, even more so because miscarried before I had them. I am grateful for my supportive husband who helps me even when people comment that I'm too good to do it on my own. And I don't have a whole ton of subscribers, but I have all of you, and I am so grateful for each and every one of your time and support. Brene Brown does an amazing talk on all of this, and I'm actually going to link her talk down below if you're interested in checking it out. Her talks and books have really just changed my thinking for the positive in so many ways. I hope that wasn't too much to take in, but let me know in the comments below what you're grateful for.
And we could have some fun. No problems coming in our way. I would like you just the way you are. You would like me just the way I am. And I would like you just the
Alright, I've cleaned this playroom so many times, and I always have to check all of the little purses and pockets because I swear we lost the remote one time for 2 weeks, and I looked in one of these little backpacks, which I had never used to look in them before, and we found all sorts of stuff, including the remote. So now I just empty out everything and make sure that there's nothing important in there.
Doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do.
Cleaning up the playroom takes me around 1 to 2 hours. I know where everything goes because I have all of the bins categorized, so it's more so just putting it where everything belongs instead of spending a lot of time trying to figure out what to do with something. Now, when I vacuum, I seem to always pick up extra little stuff. The carpet is kind of shaggy as well as the rug, so there's always hidden stuff in there, and you hear that click clink from the vacuum. And it used to be those small Legos all the time, but I had to put those away and they have not come back out since. The girls got into makeup and colored all over that pink chair, so I'm just gonna worry about that later. Now I do have a few bins of toys that I rotate downstairs. I used to get really nervous about showing everyone how many toys we had because it is a lot. But now I do try and declutter. I am going to go through their toys again. I did a massive declutter a few months ago, but I realized that in this stage of life, they're just gonna have a lot more toys. I know that once they get older, they're not gonna need massive playrooms, probably video game rooms or something, but I have just come to accept that, it's not going to be forever. This is just a phase of our lives, and I'm just going to enjoy it while I can.
I'm sorry for the way that I say things. You know I never meant to break things. I just need one more chance to say it like this. Don't blame me, because now I see it clear. Don't leave me, all I want is to be here. Don't go, 'cause all I need is right here. With you, it feels like everything's so real.
So the side of our couch is so dirty. This is where our black lab likes to sit. So a light couch, black lab, light rug doesn't really always go together. And my daughter walks by and we're not even paying attention, and I can't believe she's got her older sister's underwear on over her pants. She wants to be just like her big sister, and I just thought that was funny. This is my first time actually shampooing this couch. I was kind of nervous because I've tried to use like a carpet or couch cleaning on this couch before, and it turned colors, like it made it almost like it tried to bleach it out. So I had recently just shampooed our rug in my last video, so now I am attempting to do our couch. This is just the handheld connection of that same shampooer, which is the Bissell Pet Pro, and it's doing a decent job. I'm not giving it a lot of water. Like, the more that you squeeze, the more water that it will shoot out. But because I'm kind of nervous, I don't want it to be a super discolored or anything like that. I'm just giving it a little bit of water and see how it turns out.
Drive and drive, so we can try to make it simple. Try to talk about what's on our mind.
Next, I'm going to try it on these chairs. So I pretty much ruined these chairs trying to clean them one time. I had actually filmed a long time ago how to get stains out of a mattress, and I never posted it. The formula was to use hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and dish soap, and I went and used it on a stain in my daughter's room, and it worked very well. And then I went and used it on one of our pillows, and that worked really well too. It got the stain out. And then it said that you can use on other types of fabrics, I think, and I went and used it on these chairs, and it stained them worse. If you can see closely, there's actually lines where I applied it, and then there's like a ring line around where it dried. So don't expect anything special to happen out of shampooing these chairs, but I just figure that they can't get any more stained than they already are, so might as well try. So I definitely don't recommend using that solution on, maybe it's just this type of fabric or the chairs or anything other than a mattress. Even the mattress, because there was too much, maybe I put too much baking soda, it made the spot kind of hard. So I just didn't really recommend doing that, although it did get the stain out. But if you have any other suggestions on what I can do to get the stains out of these chairs, then I would be happy to hear. This rug is pretty dirty too, and I figured while I have the shampooer out, I might as well just take care of this rug as well. It's in a high traffic area, so it's obvious that it is bound to get dirty, and why I pick out light colored rugs, I don't know. I just like them, which means that I just have to deal with the dirt and everything that comes with it. Now I'm just checking underneath to make sure that there is no moisture, or if there is moisture that it will just dry. So cleaning this thing out is always fun. There's always lots of dark, dirty water in here, but I did want to share that I got a suggestion. I used some of the solution that came with it, or that was recommended for this shampooer, but someone recommended to use 1 tablespoon of Tide Powers, only Powers, not liquid, and it'll make your rugs and carpet look great. So the next time I do that, I'm going to try and find that suggestion. So thank you, Donna, for the tip.
They look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us, thinking we are too much. Look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us. Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what.
This is about an hour later, and I do notice that it did get out some of the dirt, not 100%, but it does look a little bit better. Now the chairs are still soaking wet. They take forever to dry. So this is actually a few days later, and they are cleaner, but those stains are still there. You can kind of see them on the side.
Don't wanna think about.
Now this is the part where you need to beware. I actually saw an Instagram story on Go Clean Co. on their Instagram, and they were cleaning out the rubber inside of the washing machine. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best, most perfect cleaner in the world. I'm just a mom, and I was like, I have never cleaned out the inside seal of the washing machine. Am I supposed to do that? And yeah, wow, that is pretty disgusting. Now, I'm not going to lie, it was actually really hard to film. I have a light I'm trying to hold the camera, and then I'm trying to open up the flap and then also clean it at the same time. So I'm trying to get the best shots that I can. But you guys can see, like, this is pretty gross. But as they say, better late than never. So as I'm cleaning it, I pulled it back even more, the seal back, and I noticed there is so much mold and hair in there, and I'm just trying to get it out. Obviously, I came back and was like, yeah, I should probably wear gloves. So don't worry, I washed my hands, but I ended up putting some gloves on and getting in there.
Why do I need to be good all the time? No drama, no drama, yeah. No drama, no drama, yeah, yeah. No drama, no drama, yeah. No drama, no drama, yeah, yeah.
I used so many rags or Clorox wipes to clean this, but I think for the most part, I got most of it cleaned. I go back and look through, and then I actually go back around one more time without filming, just because it's a little bit easier to do without filming, because I noticed that there is still a little bit more that I have to wipe down. My last and final task is conquering the oven. I don't think that I have ever cleaned the oven. As you can see, I actually haven't even really thought about it. There's a self-clean on there, and I should probably use that, figure that out, and do that, but it just hasn't really been a priority until it needed to be a priority, which is now. I saw this on a channel, Marriage and Motherhood, and she got this from a TikTok video. And basically it is 1.5 cups of baking soda, 1/4 of a cup of vinegar, and 1/2 of a cup of Dawn soap, all mixed together.
I feel like every word is so translucent.
I'm wiping down the oven first just with a paper towel and water, and just getting everything out of the oven first before I use the solution.
In the room, surrounded by people, I couldn't care, yeah, but nobody but you. Sway with me now, baby, dance, give into the moment. With you, under streetlights, right next to the skyline. With you, yeah, you. I've been listening to so many of my days. Now you just my makeup believer. I don't make this. You look so pretty in the sunrise, and somehow now everything is alright.
Now I'm going to use the solution and just clean half of the glass part in the oven and see how big of a difference it makes, if it does make a difference.
Everything is
From here, just comparing the two, you can already see the big difference that each side makes. So now I'm just wiping it down with water so you can actually see the difference in the two.
yeah, you.
And in the meantime, I have my girls just making a mess, but it's keeping them entertained, so that's a win for me. So now I'm going to work on the other half and just go through the other half and see if it cleans it just as well.
Everything is alright. I'm hoping what I said could make you change your mind, though it doesn't really matter when my hands are tied. I'm trying to walk across the bridges that I've burned. My only way to you is gone, the tide has turned. So give me a light, show me what I need. I know I'm blind, but
Although the solution cleaned it really well, the only problem that I had with it is that it was really thick and it's really hard to clean up. That's what I felt like. It's almost like when you clean something with a lot of soap, but then you just can't ever get all of the soap up. That's kind of how I felt with this. So I kept using water to try and get the solution off of the oven and get it all cleaned up.
I should have learned to bite my tongue, hold back my thoughts.
I ended up getting one of those microfiber rags so that it would absorb everything, but the oven did smell like super soapy. Even when I cooked something in it, although my food didn't taste soapy, the oven smelled that way. So maybe next time I would use a little bit less solution or just keep it on the glass part. But overall, it did get the oven looking a lot cleaner than before. And now that I got that done, then let's go upstairs and see the damage. It's not absolutely terrible, but I did just clean it. But one thing that I have to work on is figuring out how to get this stain out of this chair. I'm using this Folex stain remover spray, and this is a combination of like makeup and lipstick, I think, and a little bit of crayon. But I was actually worried to use this because the last time I used it on the rug, it changed the rug. It made it slightly discolored. So I was scared that it was going to like bleach out the chair or make spots on the chair. But I figured this chair is going to be stained anyway, so might as well try. And to my disbelief, this is getting this stain out so good. And it's not discoloring the chair. It's not bleaching the chair out or anything like that. it is literally picking up the stain. And I have left this chair this way for probably a good week. So this is not a stain that just happened and I have to hurry up and get it out. This stain has been sitting here for a while and I'm just in complete shock. And where are my multitasking moms right now? A little behind the scenes of what I'm doing while I'm actually getting the stain out.
I think about all the years I made up, and I think I'm running out of time. Don't want a day when I say goodbye now, 'cause you leave a shiver down my spine. Don't let me
So while this stuff is a complete miracle, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. This was a longer video, so I really hope that you enjoyed it and you got a lot of inspiration and motivation out of it. If you did like this video, then make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're not already.
play, don't like the game, 'cause I will stay and I will wait for you. Like a broken record, for a player you don't know that many major chords. We hang out and then you get bored, and you leave me here like I'm your landlord. You come back and say I'm sorry, boo, and I know you never mean it, gets you in though. Did you call me 'cause you had to? 'Cause you know I'd throw your suitcase out the window. I don't need you here to feel good. No, I'm not angry, I got better things to do. Tell your friends I will be just fine. Don't need no therapist, there's nothing like wine.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is finally the deep clean video that I mentioned in last week's video, and I have some major deep cleaning, lots of kitchen, obviously this disastrous living room, and we are finally going outside and going to power wash lots of the stuff outside. So this video is a super satisfying video, and I'm trying out tons of new products that have been recommended by all of you guys. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. I truly am so glad to have you here. My name is Michelle. I am a mom of two, and my house is crazy like majority of the time. So I spend a lot of time cleaning and decluttering and just doing some major transformations. You'll come to find that in my videos, you typically get a lot more than what you came for, and my goal is to inspire you and motivate you in all different aspects of your life. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you are subscribed because I love having you hang around and join the community. But I've talked too much already, so let's get started. I'm gonna get started in the kitchen. I've already unloaded the dishwasher, or that's what I'm doing now, and then I'm going to be doing some deep cleaning in the kitchen.
Feel good. No, I'm not angry, I got better things to do. Tell your friends I will be just fine. Don't need no therapist, there's nothing like wine. Nothing like wine. I bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you. What things you
Dishes are definitely one of my least favorite tasks to do. I feel like they just take forever, but I'm cleaning out all the dishes. That way I can get to the sink and try out a new product in the sink. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what your least favorite task is.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? I know I'm feeling something for you.
So my first recommendation from a subscriber was to try out the Bissell Steam Shot handheld device that I'm showing now. The instructions say that you can pretty much use this anywhere. It comes with all different attachments, so you can use it in your kitchen. A lot of people use it on their grout, and I have seen this on other people's channels, but I was just hesitant to buy it. So after some of you guys said to go ahead and buy it, I ended up doing that. So I just filled it up with water. I'm twisting the cap back on, and then when I plug it in, there's a little red light that comes on, and whenever that little red light comes off is actually when I can start using it. The inside corners of the sink are a big problem area. They kind of just collect lots of goop and food and stuff, so that's where I plan on using it. Of course, I find some toy in the sink drain that I ended up pulling out, so I'm just wiping everything down first before I actually use it in the corners and on the edges of the sink.
Baby, will I love you? Tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down? Yeah. La 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 la
I pulled out the soap, and my thoughts on that was that it didn't really do that good of a job. So you guys let me know in the comments. Am I using it the right way? Is that how it's supposed to work? Is that the purpose of it? I do plan to use it on some of my grout when I do the bathrooms in another video. I'm not going to get to that today, but so far I was just not that impressed, but I'm going to keep trying it out.
Will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, will I love you? Tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down? Talk to me, baby, I've been waiting for a lifetime. Just keep on fading in all these photos.
I'm trying it next on this sink rack, and it's still not doing like an awesome job. Maybe I'm thinking that it's going to work like a power washer and I just squirt and all of the crud is going to come off of everything, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not using it for the right purpose. So that's why you guys are here to help me, and hopefully I help y'all out too.
Might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier for you. I do it all night. You're my only lifeline.
I've mentioned this before in one of my other videos, but if you're new, I am currently doing Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living Challenge. So I make a lot of smoothies in my blender, and I have a whole highlight on that program. If you're interested in it, then just go follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is MichelleMyBell711, and I have a highlight on the whole program.
For a day now, can't bear the silence inside my own head. I keep on hoping somehow we can make this alright. Just keep on trying. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around, drowning our fights.
I'm moving on to the stove next, and the next product that was recommended to me by all of you guys was the pink stuff. This is supposed to work on all different types of surface. It says if you have super shiny stainless steel, then to be careful with it. So I am using this for the first time. I'm just rubbing a little bit on one of the microfiber towels, which was also a subscriber recommendation. And this product is a yes. So I definitely do like this product. I used to use just Lysol wipes to wipe down all of my stainless steel, and I have been trying to switch to a little bit healthier non-toxic products, and this actually is something that is non-toxic, so I really did like this product. Next, I'm going to move on to the oven. My oven is kind of a little bit clean because I cleaned it in a previous video. When I did that, I cleaned it with the TikTok recommendation, which was like mixing baking soda and vinegar and something else. And I said that it just smelled really bad. And if you didn't see on the corner, that is all baking soda. So the mixture did work and get my oven clean, but I used my oven a couple of times after that, and it just smelled like cleaning. It even made my food smell a little bit like a cleaning product. So I do recommend this pink stuff. I used the oven later that night, and it didn't smell like any types of cleaning product or baking soda or anything like that. So I do like the pink stuff on the oven as well. So these non-stick oven liners, my mom actually recommended these. Well, she actually bought these for me to use. So you just put them at the bottom of your oven. Somebody recommended foil, so I made sure to put the clip that it says do not use foil in this oven. I know that sometimes we do that, but those oven mats just help keep, if anything leaks down, then you're not scrubbing or stain the bottom of your oven like I did. In my mini countertop oven, I do use foil, and I don't know if I'm supposed to, and that is the reason why. That is stained, I think a sweet potato or something fell on the bottom and pretty much burnt the bottom rack, and it's stained forever. But I am using the pink stuff, and I'm cleaning out this little oven, and it's working pretty well. Next thing that I'm going to clean is the microwave, which I don't clean that often because we do use a paper towel whenever we heat things up. But sometimes some stuff does splat and fall. I know when you make like the little macaroni and cheeses, the water will spill over. So y'all, this is the cutest little thing. It's called the Angry Mama. And I just randomly found it on Amazon. It reminded me of myself as an angry mom. So you just fill it up with vinegar and water, and you put her little hair back on, and you put it in the microwave for 5 to 7 minutes, and her hair will start steaming out. And then all that steam in the microwave, whenever you're done, you open it, and it makes it a lot easier to wipe down. So she didn't really steam out the way that I wanted her to, but it does smell like vinegar whenever you open it, and it's fairly easy to wipe down. On one of the reviews on Amazon, somebody said, well, you can just get a bowl of water and put vinegar in it and then, heat it up and steam it the same way. And yeah, you could do that, but this is way cooler than that. So many of you guys recommended method cleaners. So I didn't actually show it up close, but I am using the lavender method cleaner. I got it at our local Whole Foods, and I do love it. So thank you guys for that recommendation. I'll probably be trying more of their products too. Next, it's been a while since I've wiped down all the cabinets, and you know what they say about anything white. The pros, you can see all the dirt. The cons, you can see all the dirt. So Chris is my husband. He's making an appearance in a couple of my videos, and he was concerned about the inside of the trash door being dirty, so he removed that so that I could clean that out. He'll be making a couple appearances throughout the video, and so on this day it was actually raining a lot, so he'll be helping me clean up a little bit and then also helping in the outside. Now make sure that you stay all the way to the end, because the bloopers are hilarious. The very last blooper, I just can't stop laughing. So another thing, if you're new, if there are bloopers, then I do include them at the end of my videos. I taught Sailor how to do the KonMari folding method the other day, so she went and grabbed my microfiber towels and is doing that. So the next disaster is this living room, and if you have been following me on Instagram, I recently got the Peloton, so I will do a workout in the garage. And Chris was watching the girls that morning, and he came out there in the garage and was like, Michelle, don't be mad when you come inside. And I come inside and I'm like, oh, so why do you think that this would make me mad? Kinetic sand and a huge mess all over the floor. I mean, who would be mad about that? And he goes, oh, don't worry, I saved it for one of your videos. So since he saved it for this video, then he's also going to vacuum it up. So although I was a little bit mad about the kinetic sand, I wasn't too mad, because one, it does come out, but another reason is because I ordered a new living room rug. This one is about at the end of its life, so I will be sharing that in the next video. So I have Sailor helping me clean up a little bit before we tackle all of this purple kinetic sand. So Chris pulled out our old school shark. It is pretty powerful. It's kind of old. I want to say it's like over 6 years old, so I'll have to find something that is similar. We have the cordless Dyson, but it isn't as powerful as this plug-in shark, so that's why when we need like a lot of power or need something picked up very well, then we'll pull out the shark. And y'all, I just really have no words right now in what he's doing. So this gets me thinking. Leave me a comment below. If and when your husband or significant other ever helps you clean, have they ever done anything crazy that you're like, no, you are not supposed to be doing that. I have something else that can clean that. Or they're doing it just not the way you want. So leave me your story below. Leave me a comment, because I love hearing them and getting a good laugh.
You say all the right things when I'm hurting. You always pick me up when I am down.
So you guys know that I have been using Skillshare over the last several months, And today while I tackle the floors, I'm going to take a class by Katrina Mineta. This was a recommended class, and it's about goal design and how to accomplish outrageous goals that you never thought were possible. Before I talk a little bit about what I learned in that class, Skillshare is an online learning platform where basically for just under $10 a month, you can take classes that range from artistic things to drawing to design to photography. I take a lot of goal, self-help, mindset classes because that's just really what I'm interested in and what really helps me achieve and accomplish things that I have set for myself. So I figured that I would just share a couple things that I learned from the class. And one thing is I never, ever thought that I would ever hit 10,000 subscribers. And the way that I did that was by setting goals for myself. But I am so truly thankful to all of you guys as well. So when she talks about like choosing a goal, so make sure you choose a goal that determines when, what, how many, how much, and one that's like right outside of your comfort zone. And I have a couple goals right now, but for example, like my YouTube channel is so important for me. So I have goals set for my channel, but something that may be important to you, that's important to me as well, is weight loss, toning, getting healthy, things around health and wellness. Talks about setting realistic goals. There's also a goal design worksheet that she has set up. And one of the most important things is defining your why. If you define your why and understand the reason why you're setting these goals for yourself, then whenever you get unmotivated, then you can always go back to the reason why you're starting this in the first place. The last thing that I learned that I thought was actually really helpful was that she mentioned that successful people do not have to-do lists. They schedule and time block in their calendars the goals they want to accomplish. So I've said it, and I've actually seen this somewhere else before, is that when you have a to-do list, sometimes it can just overcomplicate things and overwhelm you, and then you end up getting nothing done. So I have heard about having like a progress list, like think about one thing that you want to make progress towards and focus on that and time block for that. So like somebody asked me, how do you get all of this done? If you couldn't tell already, my house is a disaster like 90% of the time. I still work full-time from home. I have a YouTube channel and goals towards that. I also have fitness goals. And the way that it all comes together is by time blocking. So I may use 30 minutes a day. I time block that during lunch for a good workout, and I designate 1 to 2 hours a day to work on my channel and editing. I make sure I give attention to my kids once they get home, and if there's a task that I don't get to that day, then I don't stress about it. I can always do it the next day or plan to spend a little bit more time on the weekend getting it done. So my biggest takeaway is to stay focused, stay consistent, and don't ever give up, because you can achieve goals that you never thought were possible. So if you're interested in some helpful classes to help jumpstart your new opportunity, then the first 1,000 people to use the link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. So I have just cleaned almost the whole downstairs, and I am using the Tyneco hardwood steam mop vacuum. So it mops and vacuums at the same time. This is my 4th time actually using this, and I absolutely love it, because before I used to have to get out the vacuum and vacuum through all the floors and then come back and mop. But this just makes it really easy because I can do it at the same time. And you basically just mix 1 cup of the solution. Now you do have to use their solution. That's what's recommended. So I don't know if you can use a different type of solution. I've never tried it. But right now I am using the self-clean. The last couple of times I messed up using the self-clean. So whenever you click the button at the top, it'll actually push all of the water out into that canister. So when I took that canister off, our floors are really bad. I mean, they always are, so I'm not surprised. And there's just dog hair and dirt and dust. Because this vacuums up and mops at the same time, then you'll get a lot of like debris and stuff in there. Last time I used this, all of that debris and dog hair, I ended up just rinsing in the sink, and then that all got stuck in the sink. So somebody said, just throw it away. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So that's why I grabbed it and threw it in the toilet and flushed it before actually rinsing out the other 3 parts. Now for the fun stuff, we are moving on outside. It is getting hot outside now. It is averaging in the mid to upper 80s, sometimes 90 here in Texas already. So I told Chris that it is time to pull out all the power washer and just get this backyard cleaned up. We used to have a sandbox, so that is sand all in their little playhouse, but we plan on moving everything off of the patio and power washing the kids' little playhouse, power washing all of the cushions on the chairs, as well as the whole patio floor. All right, so here I go again about the mice. I've told y'all that we had a mouse in our house one time, and I am just terrified of having mice because we have them in our backyard. So you will see that there is just mice poop everywhere, and we have mice traps out. We haven't caught any. We've caught one a couple months ago, but we have some out. We're just trying to get rid of all the mice. So hopefully cleaning everything out will also help eliminate that problem too. So here we go in this back corner. Y'all, that is all mice or rat poop everywhere. So I'm telling you, we have them everywhere, and I just want to get rid of them.
So baby, we should start living now.
The last time that we power washed, and we also have a surface cleaner, the last time we did the patio was last October, and I had a video, the marathon video, that also included that video in it. So from that recent video, I had a lot of questions about where I got the power washer and the surface washer. So I asked Chris, and these are commercial grade pressure washers, and the surface washer you'll see here in a minute. So Chris owns a landscaping company as a side job. So we both have like full-time jobs, and then we both have what I call like hobby jobs. So we totally understand having a busy life. But this is the Vortex brand. It's a it's a commercial grade pressure washer. So it is pretty expensive, but he uses it for business purposes. So he said that Vortex has residential type power washers. So if you guys are interested in more like outdoorsy type stuff, if you leave me a comment below, I don't mind asking him and having more details about some good products to use outdoors. This little playhouse, our girls playing all of the time, and it has like mildew and buildup, and that was all of the sand that was in there. They were getting out of the sandbox and dumping it into the little playhouse and playing with it. So after I'm done cleaning all of this, it looks brand new.
I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now.
Another kind of funny story is that doing all of this pressure washing, power washing, whatever, is totally Chris's element. So I said, you know, this is my video. Let me do some of the work, and you can go inside and give the girls a bath. So he is like dying inside because he likes to have control and do all of this. So he comes in and out and does it. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, come go back over it and make sure that I did everything right. But I'm not going to lie, getting all of the mud and the dirt and the sand off of our patio is like super satisfying to watch. And I know that saying like, oh, this is so satisfying is like almost cliche to say now, but I don't know how else to describe it, because if anything, any type of cleaning inside, outside, this is probably the most satisfying to watch. But you guys leave me a comment below. Let me know what is like the most motivating or satisfying thing to watch get clean. So this surface cleaner is hooked up to the pressure washer machine or whatever. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. So it's very, very powerful underneath, and it's a lot of pressure, so it makes sure that it's cleaning very well. So you have to start with, and this is what Chris is telling me, you have to start with the highest point and then go down to the lowest point. So that's kind of obvious, but I was starting in the wrong spot, so he corrected me on that. So I just wanted to make that a point too. In case I get questions, I just want to say that whenever we first moved in, we knew somebody who laid concrete. So we actually had them come and extend our patio with concrete. And then Chris and his dad actually came and laid down all of the tiles. So we went and bought the tiles all at wholesale value, and then they actually individually laid each piece. I wanted this specific design, so it took them a little while, but it turned out really great. And it's probably been about 5 years though, but it was an absolute great investment. It wasn't that difficult to do, so especially if you're just laying the tile by yourself. You could just watch a video. I didn't do it, so I'm not going to say whether or not it was hard or easy, but they made it look easy. So that's what I'm saying, just as an idea. Another thing that we use this surface washer on is all of our rugs. So this rug, if you remember, it belongs in our kitchen. It's our kitchen runner, and we do use this to wash our rugs out. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about using it on your rugs is that it does an amazing job cleaning, but it's not going to be as soft. So we've experienced this with pretty much all of our rugs. So for me, it isn't as big of a deal to not have it as soft. I just need it back to its normal color because it doesn't look great when it's really dirty. And you probably see all of that white stuff coming out. Just be careful if I actually went in the grass, and then that's why it got all dirty right there. But once you put soap on it, I think Chris had put soap on it a couple times ago, and we don't use soap anymore, but soap will just always come out. Every time we wash, it will come out like that. I saw a long time ago that someone had suggested that if you don't have a pressure washer, then you can always go to a car wash. And someone commented in one of my videos that I had said, well, if you go to a car wash, I don't know, if you don't have a truck, I don't know how you would get your stuff in your car and out of your car if it's soaking wet. And they suggested just getting a kiddie pool and putting it in the back seat, and then that way you can lay all of the rugs if you have to go to a car wash and do it that way. We are moving on to the cushions next. We just squirted a little bit of soap in that one spot. Like I said before, Chris was kind of hesitant about squirting soap all over the cushions because he said, well, if you do that, you know that the soap is never going to come out 100% all the way, like the instance with our rugs. So instead, we just did a little bit on some of the darker spots.
Baby, you should know I got you.
So we end up having a total of about 10 cushions that we need to do. If you notice, there is a zipper on these cushions, and these cushion covers are really, really tight. So I have mentioned several times before that I hate taking the cushion covers off and washing them, but you can actually take these off and wash them in the washing machine. But I always just think that it's easier because we do have a power washer just to power wash, and they end up turning out amazing, and it's a lot faster. Also, getting kind of late. It's almost about 8 o'clock at night that night, and the sun is going down, so we still have a lot more stuff to clean and let dry and put back together. So what I decided to do was just do a continuation of all of this into my next video. So just a hint, at next week's video we will be cleaning out the whole grill, pulling everything back, vacuuming up some more cobwebs, and then putting everything back on the patio, as well as doing lots more deep cleaning inside. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss next week's video as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all's support. Savannah, stop. Look, Chris, it's me. Okay,
I did it.
let me see. You can be in my video if you want.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay well, I didn't know what I can do and can't.
What do you want to do?
I'll vacuum.
Chris, I have a thing for that.
You hear them calling, shouting your name. Turn up the collar and walk away. Feels like you're falling, now who is to blame? Wishing you'd only be more like them. Over and over, you cry yourself to sleep. And you're colder, much colder. If only you could see. Don't you know that you're beautiful, just the way you are, just the way you came? Don't you know that you're beautiful, no matter what the scars, no matter what they say, and we'll shout it out louder.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This video is actually a continuation from last week where we left off on the patio, and that is where I'm picking back up in the beginning of this video. I will link that video down below in case you missed it, but in this video I am doing more outdoor cleaning as well as some deep cleaning in the inside and in the laundry room. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. My name is Michelle and I'm a mom of 2 little girls, and I do lots and lots of cleaning motivation. This video is extra special because it's a collaboration with my friend Katie Sarah. You guys are going to absolutely love Katie. She's a mom of 2 boys from Southern California. Her channel is similar to mine where she does mostly cleaning motivation, but she loves to share some home updates and decor and occasional recipes. Her home is absolutely gorgeous, and she is also opening up her jewelry shop next week, and I am so excited about that. I'm going to link her channel down below, so make sure that you check her out after this and make sure you leave her a comment and let her know that I sent you. And if you're here from Katie's channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Leave me a comment below and let me know your name and where you're from.
You are just the way you are. Keep on.
So the first thing that we're doing to finish up on our patio is that we have taken everything out of the grill, and we are using the power washer to spray down all of the grill racks. I say we, but it's really Chris, my husband. So if you're new here, this is Chris, my husband. He has been making appearances in a couple of my videos, and he likes to do a lot of the outdoor type stuff. I will jump in and do it every once in a while whenever he lets me, but most of the time this is like his element, which I said that in one of my previous videos. So he's been making appearances here and there. So this September will be our 8-year wedding anniversary, and we have 2 beautiful daughters, Sailor, who is 3, and Savannah, who is 1. I wanted to introduce them because you will definitely be seeing them throughout this video as well. So Chris actually took the whole grill out of the outdoor kitchen area, and he's using the power washer to just spray it out. Next, this is actually where the grill sits. So whenever we took the grill out, there's just like dirt and cobwebs and everything underneath the area. So we actually use that area to like store stuff as well. So the first thing that we're doing is just getting the shot vac and then trying to vacuum as much out as we can. Next, he took a wet rag and just kind of washed that whole area down, because since it's outdoor, I don't think that it has to be perfect or anything, but we did want it to be a little bit nicer looking and less dirty and dusty with a bunch of cobwebs. So he did hose it down a little bit, but we were careful of the plugs and made sure that nothing was plugged in and all of the breakers were turned off. Next, we're just putting everything back in to where it goes. Now, power washing out the grill, we don't think that it made like a drastic difference. Like, it didn't go from completely rusted to totally stainless steel clear again. So obviously, if we got the grill scraper, it probably would have done a lot better job, but this was just kind of a fast way to like clean everything out.
You got me paper thin, doing concrete face, diving romance in the madness. You got me good, baby.
In my last video, we left off where we pretty much like power washed all of the furniture and also the floor. So now that it's the next day, everything is dried off and we're just bringing it back on the patio.
I know that you know this, you already messed it up. You got me paper thin, doing concrete face, diving romance in the madness.
You can tell it's starting to get dark, so we're bringing everything back onto the patio, and the grill actually like lights up at the bottom, so you'll see like the lights flicker different colors. Well, it's not the grill, it's like the whole outdoor kitchen thing. If you can't tell already, we are like outdoorsy people, so we like to be outdoors. We like to come and sit here and watch TV at night whenever the weather is nice. So the cool thing about this like outdoor kitchen set, when we were thinking about buying it, opposed to trying to build our own, is that we got it from a place called Paradise Grills, and it's actually removable. So if we were to ever move, then we could like take that whole set with us. That's just something to think about if you were ever debating on getting an outdoor kitchen set. So here's what everything finally looks like cleaned up at night. The next thing that I'm going to take care of is the stairs and the whole upstairs playroom.
You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night, and there is nothing I can do.
You can clearly see that I'm struggling to pick up this play tent. As you can see, this playroom is a disaster. It kind of always is. I have my two kids, and then we have a lot of neighbors that will come over and they'll go upstairs, and literally like in the blink of an eye, like you can just dump out some of these boxes and then it turns into total chaos like within minutes. My last couple of videos have been either like deep cleaning disasters or complete disasters where my house has been completely messy, and it kind of got me thinking, because although like 99.9% of y'all are so amazing and so sweet to me, I do get like comments here and there that are kind of unsettling. You know, like, oh, I can't believe you live in this, you're a slob, this is unacceptable, I don't care if you're a busy mom, it's no excuse for a dirty house. And I honestly don't like to bring it up or give any attention to it unless there is some type of lesson to be learned through it. And I know that, you know, a lot of people just say, oh, if you receive an unkind message, then just delete it or ignore it. And this doesn't have to be whether you have a channel or not. It's people in our everyday lives may just say something, oh, look what you're wearing, or something that could be really unkind to us. And it's super, super easy to say, oh, just ignore it, brush it off, because as humans, we are hardwired for connection. So if somebody is, you know, giving you an insult or breaking that connection, then it does affect us. But the truth is that I have grown so much over this almost 1 year journey on YouTube, and I have some helpful tips helpful tips that I think that I wish I would have known just younger growing up that have really helped me through, kind of dealing with negativity. The first thing is that your identity is the story that you tell yourself about yourself. So regardless of what somebody else thinks about you, unless you believe those thoughts, that does not become your identity. So don't ever let someone else put a thought in your head that doesn't determine who you are. Another thing is that your certainty must be stronger than anyone else's. So whatever you feel like your purpose in life is, whether it's to serve or to help or to be kind or to nurture and care for, don't let anyone else change what you were purposely driven to do. Not everyone may understand that, especially in the beginning, but if you're certain of what your purpose is and what you're called to do, then it's okay if not everyone understands. And lastly, your mindset is everything. So you have the choice to decide which inner voice is going to run the show. So if someone is ever trying to tear you down, and mostly it's probably more insecurities within themselves than it is about you personally, don't let yourself believe any negativity that they are telling you. Tony Robbins says that it takes 15 seconds of insane courage to change your voice. I also wanted to share this because I grew up with lots of insecurities and depression. So it takes practice and practice to change your thoughts and believe your positive thoughts. My channel will always be positive and uplifting, and I hope that in any way, shape, or form, it is helpful to you as well. I am always, always, always grateful and thankful for each and every single one of y'all's support.
I wouldn't know what to do. Oh, you know, when you are with me. Sometimes I forget to breathe. I'm looking in your eyes. Wish you could see the things I see.
So I was able to pick up the playroom, and my goal there was to get all of the toys off the floor back where they belong so that I can actually deep clean this space. This is my plug-in shark vacuum. I can't remember how old it is, probably at least 6 years old, but I like to use it upstairs because it has a lot more power than the cordless Dyson. So I'm just vacuuming up the area before I get out the shampooer. Someone has asked to see both of my daughter's rooms, and I don't show them a whole lot, only because those are probably the two rooms in my house that stay pretty clean. I do like to keep their rooms clean. There's just something about it that they're usually a lot cleaner than my room, but they don't actually like play with their toys in their room. So really the only time that I would be in their room is if I'm like putting away clothes or reorganizing their closets or the dresser. But other than that, there's really not much to clean besides when I need to vacuum every once in a while. But here I pulled out our Bissell Pet Pro carpet shampooer. So I am actually going to be shampooing up. This is Sailor's room, and then I will also shampoo the playroom. With this shampooer, it says that you do need to use their solution. So you basically mix 1 cap of the solution with the remaining amount of water. And some people have asked, is there, or do you recommend a shampooer that you don't have to use their solution, their brand solution? And I am not sure. I haven't used a whole lot of other types of shampooers. This one is really good. So I do really recommend this one. It comes with a handheld hose that you can use if you need to shampoo up like maybe in your car or a couch or smaller spaces. I actually pulled it out to do the stairs next, and then I realized that it wasn't getting water to it. So I don't know if I broke it. Of course, I just recommended it and then say that I basically broke it, but hopefully I can get it to work. I just need to take the time to like take it apart and make sure I didn't do something to it from the last time I used it.
Changing our colors again and again. I could never let you go. Something about you feels so different. Makes me wanna risk it every time I look into your river, swim a little deeper. I don't need to breathe with my head underwater.
I didn't end up like moving all the furniture and shampooing underneath some of the furniture because I shampooed this space not that long ago. I want to say it's been maybe a month or two. Maybe that is a long time for some people. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you shampoo your carpet. How often do you do it?
We're stuck in this pattern, but I need you close. All I ever wanted was for you to prove me wrong. You're changing our colors.
Now that the upstairs is all shampooed, I'm just gonna let this sit and dry before putting the rug back down and some of the other stuff back.
You feel so different, makes me wanna risk it.
So like I said, I was very determined to try and shampoo up the stairs, and because I don't know what I did to my handheld device on this, which would have made it 100 times easier, I just decided to try and vacuum the stairs this way using the big shampooer. And of course it's like halfway off of each stair, and it's really heavy and it's really hard to like actually get it to shampoo, but my goal is to basically just get those larger steps.
Like the others, they do not need to know. You said you fall with me.
This did pick up a little bit of the rug itself, which is okay because the stairs haven't been shampooed in I couldn't even tell you how long. So once I got like halfway through the stairs, I pretty much called it quits. And here is the bucket of water. I'm actually surprised that it's not darker. I know this is dark and gross, but I just expected it to be a lot darker. Of course, there's going to be lots of dog hair. That's just the staple in our house. So I lifted up the container and that is all dog hair. And I think there is some like debris from the rug as well. So I mentioned in our last video that we had ordered a new rug, and that evening our new rug came in. So my husband had to go do something that night, so I am determined to get the new rug down that night. So he helped me with the couch a little bit, and then after that I'm kind of on my own putting it together and then putting everything back.
It's the way that it moves and the way that it laughs, so I can't get enough. Think about him all the time. I can get him off my mind.
So you can just see the discoloration from, it's probably been 2 years of dirt and everything. And of course there's some dust and some toys underneath the couch. So I'm going to clean up this area all behind the couch, the windowsills, before I get my helpers to help me roll up the rug and get the new one out. So this rug we are actually keeping for now. So in an upcoming video, we are actually going to show you how we clean our rugs outside. And I typically keep 2 rugs at a time. So if one I have just washed, I might rotate them out. And then we keep one of them in the attic. So if we can get this one super cleaned, then we plan to keep it.
Get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him, nah, 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 nah. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts.
So I'm going to vacuum up this area a little bit. A tip that I should have done is that if I wanted, and we used to do this whenever we would swap out our rugs, is to get a little piece of tape and tape it on the ends. That way you will know like exactly where the rug goes in the space that you have. I ended up getting this rug from Rugs USA, and one thing, I loved the design of this rug, and in the reviews everyone said that it's a beautiful rug, but it's very thin. So I ended up ordering a rug pad to go with it, knowing that it was going to be pretty thin. Now, I'm not a fan of super thin rugs, but I just really liked the color palette of the rug and everything about it, so I decided to give it a try, and it was pretty cheap for a 9x12 size rug. So here is the rug pad that I'm laying out. I'm just trying to get everything in the spot that I wanted. It kind of looks, I don't know what rug pads are supposed to look like. I'm super horrible about getting rug pads. I do have like the rug the thing on the bottom where it keeps it from slipping, which is different from an actual rug pad. So I just decided to, keep it and go with it. So I'm definitely not kidding when I say it's really thin. Like, it came folded up. Usually my rugs will come rolled up because they're a lot thicker than this. But this one came folded up with the rug pad. And my kids are playing on here. I'm trying to get them to move so that I can spread it out. But, Savannah just thinks it's hilarious. But I am kind of unfolding it like a blanket and just kind of seeing how it will work in this space.
Up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand.
So my thoughts are, I don't hate it enough to return it, and because our rugs we go through rugs all the time, because of course I like lighter color rugs with a dark floor. They tend to just get dirty so much faster. Once everything is back on, it looks a lot nicer, but what I noticed is that the rug pad was also a 9x12, but it was still like a few inches thicker than the actual rug. So what I'm doing here is I just went in and decided to cut it. That way I wouldn't have to keep messing with trying to get everything perfectly aligned and exact, and that way I could just put it on there and not have to worry about the rug pad coming or showing underneath the rug.
All that time away from you.
So since Chris left, then my next challenge is to try and put the living room back together, because I'm very impatient and I just wanted everything back where it was so we could sit down and relax for the rest of the night. The little pads that I put under the furniture were to help slide the furniture so that I'm not scratching the floors.
Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you.
Before putting all the couches back, then I decided to go ahead and wipe down the window sills that are behind our couch. I'm also cleaning some of the baseboards, some of the dust on the baseboards behind the couch on that back wall. The next tricky part is getting everything back together without getting the rug all crinkled. So this is always the hardest part. I also have to get the couches to like sync up and line up exact so that they can slide into each other. This is the last section of the couch that I am going to attempt to put back. So I have those furniture pads underneath, so it's not actually scraping up the floor. And I just plan to like push everything back, and hopefully it doesn't crinkle up the rug. That's another downfall about getting a super thin rug, is that they tend to like crinkle up. So I'm just trying to get all of the crinkling out of the rug. After I put everything back together, it wasn't aligned properly. So it was a little bit too far back, so I couldn't actually fit. There's a table, the console table on the back of the couch, and if I didn't push the couch in far enough, then the console table will kind of block the pathway to the back door. So I tried to like push the couch forward, and of course when I did that, it made the rug get all uneven again. So now I'm just kind of taking the couch apart a little bit more and then trying to get the couch to be where it's supposed to be.
How many times I wanna yell, 'cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on the bed when you undressed. Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I could never resist it.
So could I and should I just wait for Chris to come home so that he can help me move this couch? Probably, but I don't always take the easy way out.
Another chance, loving you is all I wanted. I'm wide open for a love affair, girl, when you're looking like that.
So right before I brought the rug out, my whole living room area was clean. So I'm just showing y'all like within just an hour or so, like how fast it gets dirty. And while I'm moving that table, of course the water spilled all over the rug. But that's just what happens, and luckily it was just water. So here's my after picture with the new rug, and it wouldn't be my house if I didn't have blankets and toys all over the place. So I'm just going to quickly pick that up too.
Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I can never resist it.
This is the console table, and I'm putting these little furniture pads underneath it, and I tilted it a little too much and I broke one of my candle holders. You can't already tell I'm kind of impatient and I just like to get things done, so I didn't want to take everything off and move it like I should have done. I know that would have been the right thing to do, the smart thing to do. So now I just have to take everything off anyway and then vacuum up everything, and then I will later on I'll glue the candle holder back together. But leave me a comment below if this has ever happened to you, not necessarily with the candle holder, but if you were just trying to move or clean something and it accidentally broke.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me.
But now that I have the living room put back together, I just need to pick up all the mess that was made in the making of that. But I set the rug in the garage because we are going to be cleaning that rug, and make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Last thing that I'm going to do in this video is deep clean out my laundry room. I've been telling myself that I want to do like a DIY laundry room makeover, and that has been like 6 months in the making. So I've been holding off doing like deep cleaning in my laundry room until then. But I realized that I just need to go ahead and clean it out, and then whenever we get time or I get a better idea of what I want to DIY in my laundry room, then I'll focus on that later. But the first thing that I'm going to do is actually start the laundry and get some loads going and before I clean out everything in here. If I'm doing like towels or sheets, then I'll usually use like 1 scoop of that Glamorous wash and mix it with the Tide laundry detergent, and it makes it smell really, really good.
Every time we touch, we get set to what I'm for.
The top of our washing machine has way too much stuff and clutter. I don't know how it accumulates. I think that we like find stuff in pockets and just throw it up on the top of the dryer, and everything just accumulates up there and it needs to be cleaned off.
I just wanna look into your eyes. You know you make me feel like I'm alive. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are.
I don't typically wipe the baseboards that often, but for some reason, like I feel like in our laundry room, we just get so much dust. Is anyone else that way? Do you feel like your laundry room especially accumulates a lot more dust than other areas in your house? Leave me a comment below, let me know.
I wanna hold your head. You're everything that I desire. I desire. What's the time we touch? We can set the world on fire.
I debated on actually moving the washer and dryer and cleaning underneath those, but Chris is not home again and I decided I'm not that bold. I'll just stick with the couches.
Ask if you wanna meet somewhere later when the sun goes down.
I'm just using the Method all-purpose cleaner. I think it's the lavender scent and I really do like that scent. And a microfiber cloth to wipe down the dryer as well as the top of the washing machine. The top of the washing machine does get more like sticky stuff on it just because we use the liquid detergent, but I do want to get like some bins or some trays or something to actually put that on there. I didn't get any like fun new organizing stuff for the laundry room. I do plan to do that hopefully soon, but my goal in this video was to just get it cleaned up.
So high, so high, so high, so high. You are the only person in the world who can get me.
So I've got all of the laundry room cleaned out, and now all of the stuff that I have needs to get decluttered and then go back in the laundry room. These are actually airtight sealed containers that we keep the dog food in, but I didn't realize like how dusty and dirty that they actually get.
I'll keep you all to myself. Oh, you're so mysterious, mysterious. I can't keep my hands to myself. I walk across the room, show you I'm around. Ask if you wanna meet when the sun goes down. 'Cause you're the only one who can get me so high, so high.
Our laundry baskets are also extremely old. I never really thought twice about getting cute laundry baskets until now. Also, we've been using wipe boxes, like the Pampers wipes boxes, to store rags in, or the stuff for the extra accessories from our vacuum. And I remember that I had these old bins I used to have them upstairs, but since I purchased something new, I had been just hanging on to those. So I decided to use those bins and organize some of the supplies in there. I think for now they look better, but I don't actually plan to use those specific bins long term in there, only because they're really tall. So whenever I need to get something, I want to actually see what's in there, and I don't want to have to take the whole bin down just to grab a rag out. But that's the only flaw with those bins, is that they're just a little bit too tall, but for now they work and it makes it look a lot nicer. In my last deep clean video, I tried several different products that were recommended from all of you guys, and I did get another recommendation about e-cloths. Some people were curious about those, so I think that I'm actually going to purchase a bundle of those e-cloths and then try them out in a video next month. When I looked into e-cloths, you're just supposed to use, they have different cloths for different purposes, and you just use water, and they're supposed to help kill 99% of germs without any product.
Can't you see the problem with just caring about yourself?
So like I said, these bins are a little bit tall, and you can see like it's hard to actually reach and pull stuff out of them, but I think that it makes it look a little bit cleaner for now. So I'm finally finished, and I just wanted to thank all of you guys for watching this video. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. I post weekly every Thursday, and this way you won't miss a video.
If you don't give a little.
Alright, hold on, Savannah, get back. Alright. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Pop the thing in your mouth.
See all that space? Go like that.
And the seats are plastic.
Look at that beautiful carpet.
There's a spider in the couch. Come see, Mommy.
Spider.
Hi.
I see a sky with a reindeer car, but I'm not running. I see a train moving all too fast, but I'm not leaving. And you go round and round and round when you cannot see. I'll be right behind you, honking the tree. You look so beautiful today, and how the game is changing. Just like a stranger, suddenly you know something.
We all feel it in some way, shape, or form, and that is guilt. Sometimes we feel guilty for just going off of our diet, not getting enough done, spending all day in our pajamas when we should have been cleaning the house or cooking meals. Maybe we feel guilty for spending too much money on a credit card. And then often us moms feel some sort of mom guilt, which I'll talk about later. But the problem with guilt is that it can lead to having a negative impact on yourself and make you less productive. But I'm here to change that. I did not get a lot done this week, or nearly as much as I wanted to, but I am starting today and going to tackle as much as I possibly can. So if you did fall a little bit behind this week and have a lot to do, then I want you to clean along with me and use today and make it as productive as possible. If you're new here, my name is Michelle, and I am just a regular mom to two small toddler girls, Sailor, who's 3, and Savannah, who is 2. And I just so happen to film while I'm cleaning up and also throw in some positive mindset motivation to help you take action if that's what you're struggling with. In today's video, I am doing lots of deep cleaning, and if you've been here before, you know I typically do my cleaning over the course of a couple days, but in today's video, I am knocking it all out one Saturday morning, and another way to motivate me is to track my steps. So right now, I have 883 steps. When I'm first getting started, it's around 9 o'clock in the morning. I am going to do as much as I can, and I'll see how many steps I ended up with by the time I'm done cleaning. So let's get started. Taking off all of these cushions is pretty much a workout in itself. I found all of these puzzle blocks in the couch. I always find interesting things in the couch. It's actually pretty funny. But I'm going to take everything off of the little nugget couch, and then some of these really bad cushions I'm going to take off and then throw those in the wash to get started.
Spinning like a broken record. For a player, you don't know that many major chords. We hang out and then you get bored, and you leave me here like I'm your landlord. You come back and say I'm sorry, boo, and I know you never mean it, gets you in though. Did you call me 'cause you had to? 'Cause you know I'd throw your suitcase out the window. I don't need you here to feel good. No, I'm not angry, I got better things to do.
I don't know what you guys think, but for me, taking off couch cushions are such a pain. I am actually vacuuming up this area because if you have dogs, then you totally understand why I'm doing this. So we have dog hair all over the ground, and typically whenever I am like doing the couch, then I will move all of the cushions like all over the floor and everything, especially when I'm vacuuming in there, and then I just don't want to get all the dog hair back on the cushions and then have to re-vacuum them. So if you're new here, I talk about the couch because I have found some random things in the couch. I actually find random things all over my house. Mostly, I think I pulled an old banana out of my diaper bag one time. I find like moldy cups underneath my car seat, underneath the car seat, and just all sorts of things. So the one most famous story I tell is that one time whenever I was picking up one of the couch cushions, that we found poop in the couch, underneath the couch, and we were just like, what is this? And later found out that it was in fact a mouse, and we ended up catching it like a week or so later. I am kind of scared to open up the cushions because I'm always like nervous what I'll find. And then in one of my other videos, I have found the top of a strawberry. Like, it's so random. And then, you know, all of your regular things that you typically find in the couch, like your remote control, puzzle pieces, koozies, coasters, all types of things. So I always like to share y'all's story once you tell them to me. So if you have any kind of crazy stories or things that you have found in your couch, then leave me a comment and let me know below.
How did we end up here in the corner, looking like enemies? We used to be the team people talk about, what a chemistry. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb, while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. 'Cause when you
Today on the stove, I'm going to go ahead and use the Jaws kitchen cleaner. So I do have all of the Jaws products, and I really do like the Jaws kitchen cleaner, but there's 3 main products that I like to use on the stove, and that is either just the pink stuff, which is like almost like a paste, and it's a non-toxic paste. The Jaws is also non-toxic spray. And sometimes I will just use a Clorox wipe, which is obviously has toxins. So if you're trying to go like more natural, then you don't have to use that. And then someone recommended, why don't you just use regular Dawn dish soap? So I've also done that before. Oh, and I also have the kitchen e-cloths. So e-cloths are basically, you just wet them and use them, and you don't use any chemicals at all. For the Nespresso, so the Nespresso coffee maker is mine. I am going to actually just use the Dawn spray. Chris is my husband, and he uses the Keurig coffee maker because he doesn't like the way the Nespresso is, and I don't mind the Keurig. I used to use that, but I love the way the Nespresso makes coffee. Someone asked me one time what the difference was between the two if you've like only used Keurig, and in my opinion, the Nespresso has more of like a foamy feel to it. So the coffee just is a little bit lighter and has that added foam to it. The only thing that I can say about the Nespresso that I don't like is that it doesn't make my coffee super hot. The Keurig makes it super hot, so I have to actually microwave it after I make it. But that's just my opinion, and I do add a splash of milk to it. So here's the big question. How do you guys make your coffee? I cannot use coffee creamer anymore. It just is too sweet, and Chris can only drink it with coffee creamer. So do you guys drink it black coffee? Do you add creamer? Do you add a little bit of milk? Do you add sugar? Leave me a comment and let me know. They always say you can tell a lot about a person based on the way that they make their coffee. But I'm going to switch up the laundry here and then head back in the kitchen.
What you feel. Shame on me, thinking it was just a phase. Got me like ooh, got me like ooh. Ain't it fun recognizing your mistakes? Got me like ooh, feelings like ooh. Now I brought my worst behavior, throwing a party in my head. Yeah, prayers from my saviors, just let it rain all over me, over me, over me.
So right now I'm using the Jaws granite cleaner, but a couple weeks ago I had some of my girlfriends come over and we were talking about the different products. I think I had just got the Jaws cleaner, and I had a friend go, I use the Method brand a lot. And I said, oh, I have the Method brand too. And then they were asking me about like different cleaning products. And I've said this 100 times before. I'm like, I'm not an expert cleaner or anything like this, but ever since I started my channel, I've been trying out a lot more different types of cleaning products. And we were, just sitting around drinking some wine, and I was like, okay, you like this product, you like this product. Let me get out all of my multi-purpose products. I'm going to hide it, and you guys are going to test them, and you're going to tell me the product that you like best. So I got out the round mirror thing that's on our coffee table, and the 5 different cleaning products that they tested out were the Method All-Purpose, Miss Meyer's All-Purpose, the Jaws All-Purpose, the Branch Basics All-Purpose, and then the E-Cloth. So they each took a turn and tested them. And before I tell you the results, I just wanted to say something real quick. So this, our oven, a few months ago, you see all that white stuff in there, that's actually baking powder. So I did this like TikTok cleaning thing, and it got the oven like super cleaned, but it was like a mixture of baking powder and vinegar and Dawn soap, and I did the formula, and literally baking powder, baking soda has been coming out of the oven ever since. So I don't recommend doing that. Even though it got the oven like really super clean, it's all stuck in that glass. So that's what you saw, and just a quick note on that. So back to my story. So my friends were testing each one of those non-toxic all-purpose cleaners. They were all hidden. They each did it one by one, and they basically judged it based on the smell and how good they thought that the product cleaned the piece of glass that I gave them. Or actually, it was a mirror. So the number one product, so it was 3 of my friends, and 2 of them voted that they liked the Method all-purpose cleaner the best, and then 1 of them voted on Mrs. Meyer's. And I will just point out that all of the all-purpose cleaners were all lavender scented, opposed from the Branch Basics, which did not have a smell, and the E-Cloth obviously doesn't have a smell either. So I will just point out that they basically all judged it based on the smell because all the cleaners did a good job. So they all cleaned. They didn't leave a lot of streaks. But it's just different because everybody kind of has a different opinion. Like for me, I think the Mrs. Meyer's has like a really, really strong smell. And, you know, but to other people, they absolutely love the smell. So it's really just dependent on your preference. And if you're looking for one that is non-toxic, then I would just say pick one. And then next time, try a different one. But there is specific things I like. So like for the granite, I love the Jaws cleaner. And then for the shower, like Power Boost, I love the Branch Basics. I love the e-cloths for like easy wiping down and cleaning. The Method is great. I like their non-purpose or all-purpose cleaner the best. And then Mrs. Meyer's, obviously I have all of their soaps. So it just really depends on preference. Trial and error and just determining what you like.
Lost to the sun, oh no. We can't get enough of the weekend. We wanna seize the night like we can't let go. Can't get enough of the weekend. Don't wanna ever get lost to the sun, oh no. Sometimes I wonder how I managed to get so lost in your eyes. It's like you're
I just wanted to say thank you for all of you guys who recommended the apple scent Dawn dish soap. In an earlier video, I used the regular fresh scent, and I had told you guys that I do not like the scent. I was like, I love the concept of it, but I hate the scent. And half of you guys were like, oh my gosh, I love the scent. And then half of you were like, oh, I'm not the only one who hates this scent. So thanks for the recommendation. I like that one a lot better.
enough of the weekend. Don't wanna
Okay, y'all, so this is like my brand new rug. If you missed my DIY master bedroom makeover, then you can go watch it and you'll see that like we just got this rug, and that is makeup all over the rug. And there's another spot where there's also mud. So the girls got into my eyeshadow palette. So my little stand where I do my makeup is right in front of that. And they got into like one of my eyeshadow palettes and kind of got, I don't know how they did it all over the floor, but I saw them playing with it and I was like, do not play with that. And it just ended up all over the floor. And I have no idea how the mud got there. I have no idea how half of the stuff in my house gets where it gets. And maybe you can also relate to that. But the Folex cleaner is the best. I was kind of nervous to put it on that rug because it was the first time I used it. But I just, because it has like a little bit of bleach in it, I think. I just didn't put it on the black part and it got everything out. Next, this is the makeup stand. So I completely just moved it and I'm trying to get all of the dust and hair because I typically like blow dry my hair there whenever I do these days. It's been a while. And that's where I do it. And typically hair, I hate it because it always gets caught in the rings. Now this is the Tenco cordless vacuum, and you can take that apart, but I just kind of did the lazy way and just pulled it out from the brushes. But I noticed the baseboards could use a little bit of dusting. So that's actually the e-cloth, and I just wet it. I didn't spray anything on it, but I think the e-cloths kind of work really good for baseboards.
We have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet time when I'm near you. Reading old messages on my phone every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act?
On this cart is where I've been keeping all of the girls' shoes. I kind of moved it out of our bedroom whenever I did our makeover. And I was going to keep it out, but I decided that it was just so much easier to keep in here because we don't have like a mudroom area, and typically they just like throw their shoes everywhere. And then I don't know, I don't like going up and down the stairs every single time I need to grab a pair of shoes. And like when they come home, they'll typically grab sandals. They're not allowed to wear sandals to their school. So it's just easier just to kind of it has been easier, I guess, to store it there opposed to upstairs, even if it doesn't look the prettiest.
You don't think that I notice? This isn't like giving you space. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, pretending that I don't know who you are every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my...
So I had washed all of our main sheets, but I told you guys last week that I am a big fan of like Lauren Nicholson's videos, and a lot of you guys said you are too. And she recommended this mattress topper. So we have a pretty good mattress, but after she kind of like talked me into buying this mattress topper from Amazon, and it's like a Lucid, Lucid. So I just got it in, and I'm actually going to test it out. So it comes in this bag or whatever, and I accidentally ordered the California King, and I realized that we only have a regular king size bed, so it's a little bit off, but I made it work anyway. So we used to have a mattress pad, and it was from Costco, and it was like this gel one, and you just set it on there. But this one has straps. It's more like a comforter topper. It just has straps, and you hook them to the bottom of the mattress. And then we have this mattress, waterproof mattress protector sheet. I also got on Amazon for like, I think it was like $30. And then I only have used the Carolua bamboo sheets. So I was just testing it out there just to see if it really was super comfortable. The reason why I use these bamboo sheets for on our honeymoon. So we went on a cruise for our honeymoon to the Caribbean, and on the cruise they had talked about this Carolua brand, and I don't even remember what stop it was where the Carolua main hub was at. And they kept talking about these sheets, and I was like, man, they are so expensive. It's like, for a king size, they're like $300 sheets. And I was like, I will never, buy sheets at that price. We had just got married, we didn't have a lot of money or anything like that. And then for Christmas one year, we got our very first pair, and they are so soft. Now I only buy bamboo sheets. I think they are so much more softer than like 1,000 thread counts or whatever. But that's just my opinion. And one thing about like splurging on bedroom stuff, I was watching a video by Lisa Holt Designs when I was trying to like make over our master bedroom or get just design tips. And she said, your bedroom is somewhere where you're spending, 8 hours of your night, you're sleeping, we spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping in our bed. So why not make the investment and get something good quality? So that's just what I think about now and keep in mind when buying like sheets or bedding. But I will say that mattress pad is extremely soft and extremely comfortable. So I'm really, really glad that Lauren Nicholson recommended that.
Hoping you wouldn't change me. Got the same old thoughts, be my referee. I will be alright. Never cut it right, but somehow you make me change. You make me wanna do better. I don't know why. You make me wanna do better.
I'm catching up on some laundry. So about a year ago, actually, like right when I first started my YouTube channel and kind of went to cleaning, I tried out, the very first thing I organized was Sailor, who is my 3-year-old's room. And the very first method I tried was the KonMari folding method. So I had seen the Netflix show and everything like that. And my first impression was, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to consistently fold like that. I could go in and reorganize everything, and then it's going to take me so much time to consistently fold like that. So there's no way I'm going to be able to keep that up. But I gave it a try, and I watched a couple videos. Like I had to watch them several times to kind of get the method down. And literally once I got it down, then I can fold it like in 2 seconds. Well, this is sped up a lot, but you get what I mean. Like it does take a little bit more folds, But I will never go back to my old sloppy folding method before, even if sometimes this looks a little bit sloppy because I'm going so fast. But it is game changer. It is so much easier to find clothes. I have redone it with all of my clothes. The only thing that we need to do is work on Chris's clothes, but we'll do that whenever we redo our closet, which hopefully is by the end of the year sometime. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about having mom or dad guilt. I feel like as a parent, or once I became a parent, it's the need to like stay on top of everything all the time. You're trying to make all of the right decisions. You're trying to have the house clean. You're trying to keep your kids fed, keep them happy, keep yourself happy, spend time alone, spend time with your partner. And it's just like becomes so overwhelming sometimes. And then on top of that, you have all these decisions to make. Like, what is the best decision for your child? And what is the best decision for you? And what is the best decision for your family? So I remember getting asked when I got pregnant with Sailor and told everyone, I got asked by a few people if I was going to be staying home with her or if I was going to continue to work. Because if you've been here before, a lot of you know that I still work full time. I'm just working from home. And I remember a lot of people kind of like judged me for not wanting to stay home. I said, I worked really hard and I really want to keep my job and my career. But, after I had her, I remember just feeling like so guilty for having to take her to daycare. Like I knew I wanted something for myself, but I also felt like, is this even the right thing? Am I making the wrong decision? Who's going to be watching her? Do I trust everything? And gosh, it's just such a whirlwind. So when I had both of the girls, I got a long maternity leave and I got a little taste of what it was like for having several months just being a stay-at-home mom. And I never thought that I would experience the other side of the guilt as well. So that kind of felt like, am I really contributing a lot? Or if the house was a mess whenever my husband got home, even though I had been busy all day, it looked like as if I had done nothing. And I received a comment one time and a mom said, she had quit her job to stay at home with her kids and now she struggles with if that's the right decision. But I think that the truth is that the grass isn't necessarily always greener on the other side, and regardless of what situation you're in, you're probably going to experience some sort of it one way or the other. You can't let the guilt bog you down. And it's important to know that all of us experience this in one way or the other. And just because you're working full time or you're staying home and maybe, you get more irritated, I know that I do on the weekends a lot, that doesn't make you a bad mom, and it doesn't make you love your child any less. Their experiences will shape them into unique individuals, and as long as they know how much you love them, then you should have nothing to feel guilty about.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again, but life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing.
The next thing I'm going to be cleaning up is this window. This window leads right into our dining room, and I often will open it just to see what's going on outside, and I notice it is really, really dirty, and I have been putting it off trying to clean. But if you have been putting off cleaning your windows, this is your sign that you should probably do that. Just take a look at mine and you'll see why.
Through better times, photos that you took, but now it looks like acting, like we were fiction in a book. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night like I am leaving.
I switched over to using paper towels instead of rags because sometimes when I'm cleaning something that I know is going to get so dirty and so dusty and everything, I just like to use a paper towel and throw it away, because I feel like if I wipe it 1 or 2 times with a rag, then it's already dirty and then I have to get a new one. And I don't know, I don't like completely ruining my rags. So leave me a comment. What do you guys do? Do you grab paper towels, or does it not matter and you'll just use cloths either way? So right at the stairs, I typically always miss this area. It always gets really dirty and I don't know where those spots come from. So I do have the Jaws hardwood cleaner. It says like hardwood floors, but it actually works perfect for the little side of the stairs here. I wanted to give you guys a quick reminder that my YouTube course and mentorship will launch in the next 2 weeks. So if you are looking to start a brand new YouTube channel, or you're looking to grow your current YouTube channel, this is something that I am so passionate about. I have been pouring my heart and soul into this, and I am so excited to start helping other people. So if it's something that you think you might be interested in and you want to join my waitlist, then I have a link in my description box below that gives you information about my Instagram account and also the link to the waitlist. If you're watching the video from your phone, right next to the title, there's a little down arrow, and once you click on that, that's where it actually gives you all of the description information. Sometimes it can get confusing. But doing a quick check on my step count, I'm at 6,591 steps, and it is almost 1:30 and I am exhausted. I started at 9 o'clock and I still have to finish doing the laundry, switching the laundry, and then I'm going to go head back to the living room and get all the cushions back on the couch.
Now I know why it never worked out before. Hello, it would always turn out bad, so bad. But every time we start a fight, we always stop in time. We both know how to be gentle, never cross the line.
Now doing this tends to be a workout in itself. I am usually sweating by the time I get all of these couch cushions back on the couch. So one of our cushions is actually taped up. I don't know what happened, but part of it ripped and all of the feathers started coming out. So we taped it back up. So sometimes when you sit on that side of the couch, it's so funny because you can hear it crinkle a little bit where all of the tape is. I'm going through and vacuuming some of the cushions. Well, I'm vacuuming some of the pillows because those have a little bit of dog hair on it. But I also like to vacuum the cushions just a little bit, just to get those vacuum lines on there. Because even though they're already clean, for some reason it makes it look cleaner whenever you see those vacuum lines. But leave me a comment below. Let me know if you agree. I'm always a little bit hesitant to clean these lights. So whenever we moved in, we had them pre-wired, the lights, and I didn't like the lights that it came with. So I ended up ordering my own lights to put in the kitchen. And whenever we were hanging one of the lights, it actually detached and the top part broke, and the glass actually broke too. I couldn't return them because there was a time period when we had sold our old house. This house was getting built and we lived with someone for like 4 to 5 months before this house actually finished getting built. And that was a whole another stressful situation in itself. But during that like 4 or 5 month period, I was ordering all of this stuff for the house. So by the time we got in the house, it had been like I had ordered it like 5 months ago or something. So we ended up just getting glass glue, and I don't know how Chris put it together, but he put it back together. It's been hanging there ever since for the last 6 years, and it's held up pretty well, but I always just get nervous touching it.
Wait a second, I don't need you. Then why so settled? I miswithdrew. Still it feels just like I'm waiting for something better. Wait a second, I wanna stay up late with my heart in your head. Maybe stare too much cause you don't understand. You got me gone. You don't understand. You got me gone. But sometimes I might be a bit selfish when you're way too humble. Might be overzealous, getting you in trouble. Cause I'm a little bit unsteady, even a little bit mad. Might be a disaster, or just the best you've ever had.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, at this point I am so exhausted. I thought I was in shape, but once I was done cleaning this whole house, the next day I literally felt sore. And I didn't even make it upstairs. But I did get a lot of areas clean that I hadn't cleaned in a long time, like the oven, a lot of the windows, the kitchen cabinets, a lot of the dust in our bedroom, behind some of our console tables, and then the lights in our kitchen. Now I'm using the newest Tenco model. This is the Tenco S5, and it's a wet vac, so it vacuums up and mops at the same time. I'm using this on the whole downstairs, and I'm so glad that I'm almost done before everything's clean, and then I will show you guys how many steps I ended up getting throughout this day.
Sometimes I might be a bit selfish when you're way too humble. Might be overzealous, getting you in trouble.
I wanted just to say thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you always for your support. I hope this video helped turn some of your guilt into some productivity, and you are always welcome to join this community by clicking that subscribe button. But after 5.5 hours of cleaning, I can gladly say that I got in about 8,295 steps. So I'll see you all in my next video.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came here way too strong, cannot keep it low key, got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, auto, your taste, it's really a bad reception out there, where you heading, why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you, but I need you, and you're off my radar now. I've lost you, telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. Found myself in between the lines.
Don't let anyone, including yourself, label you as a lazy person if your house isn't spotless. When I first got started on YouTube, I can be honest to say that I would be completely terrified to share some of the areas that I'm sharing now. Not only was I nervous that people would think that I live in a dirty and disgusting place, but more so fearful that people would think that I was lazy. The actual truth is that I bust my butt. I am a mom of 2 toddlers. I'm a wife. I work full time and I do YouTube. And I know for sure that I am not a lazy person. I prioritize my time. And when the washing machine starts to stink, that's when I prioritize to clean it. Don't let anyone, including your own self, think that you're lazy for not having a spotless house all the time. If something else takes priority opposed to scrubbing the inside of the washing machine, then so be it. But when you do need to do those tasks, then that's what I'm here for. So what I have found out is that cleaning can be contagious, so I am here to pass on that cleaning motivation. After 2 days and a sore back, I finished 3 major problem areas in my home, which include my bathroom, which my shower was disgusting, so I had to go ahead and take care of that, and the kitchen, and all of the small things like the oven, the microwave, the toaster oven, and also the laundry room. Now, what got me to the laundry room is that every time I wash clothes, which I'm typically always behind on washing clothes, the water would stink. Not the clothes. It was just like when I started it, I always smelt something funny and I was like, something's happening. I have got to make that a priority. I'm going to pick up a little bit in the master bedroom before heading over to the bathroom.
Kinda simple, kinda wishful about things. And you're kinda simple, but like a pistol, you fire. Sometimes you get under my skin like a lover, and sometimes you don't wanna come back 'cause you'd rather stay out with another. Talking to strangers and make out spontaneously. Now I'm so tired of hearing all your stories about the drunk nights, bragging in the glory. You're such a nice guy when you're not just talking about yourself and the way of how you dwell. I get it. Oh, I'm so tired of hearing all your stories about your rich friends traveling Mercedes. You're such a nice guy when you're not just talking about yourself and the way of how you dwell. Don't you get it?
So the first major area that I am deep cleaning is our master bath. The last time that I did a more of a deep clean in this area was probably October, I want to say. I can't remember exactly. I'd have to go back to a previous video, but I want to say it's been at least more than 6 weeks or so since I've cleaned our shower area. And cleaning the bathrooms is probably my least favorite area. Probably like bathrooms and dishes are my least favorite. And bathrooms because, you know, it's just a bathroom. I'm using the Jaws cleaner on the glass, the mirrors, and then I also use the Jaws cleaner for the granite. So the granite in all of our bathrooms is the same as in our kitchen. So I typically just use the granite cleaner in both areas. Now, I've mentioned this before, but if you're new, I'll go ahead and say it again. We have a friend that used to work in like the flooring and counter company, like that industry before. And he had said to us a long time ago that if you have any type of natural stone, like granite or quartz or anything like that, that it's best to use cleaner that is specific for that. So granite cleaner, because if you use any harsh chemicals like alcohol, or anything like that on your countertops, that over time the seal can weaken, and that they've actually done a lot of houses or going back into clients' houses and have to reseal the counters because of the chemicals that they used to clean. So I just thought I'd share that. I used to use like the Clorox wipes, but when I realized that there's alcohol and stuff in them that can over time like damage the natural stone, then that's when I switched over to specific granite cleaner. And yeah, the one I'm using is Jaws.
I once felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders. I'm closed off, that's
just what I told ya. Soon enough, everything started to change. Cause there's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. Riding on the dizzying heights.
Next, I'm moving on to the shower. So I almost forgot several months ago when I was cleaning the shower that I had told you guys that we had a drain fly problem where I would find these like little really tiny worms in the shower, and I had to look them up, and I found out that they were drain flies. And it's funny because a lot of you guys said that you had the same problem, like maybe in your sinks and stuff, but I forgot to tell you that we have completely gotten rid of the problem finally. At one point I like found this formula to pour, I guess they grow in your drain, and I don't know exactly how they get there or anything like that, but you're supposed to like mix this formula of vinegar and something else, and I was doing that for a while, and then I got so fed up I just started pouring bleach down the drain, and I was like, anything to get rid of these suckers, and the problem finally cleared up. Now it's just dirty and needs routine cleaning, and several months ago I bought that little contraption that I'm holding. It's like an electric scrubber. It was one of the things that pulled up on Amazon as like a recommended for you, and I was like, absolutely. Thank you for recommending this to me. I would have never thought to buy one. It definitely beats getting on your hands and knees and having to scrub everything manually. This thing you just charge, and it comes with different attachments, like head attachments, and that way you can like get into corners and stuff like that. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but overall it's a lot better than like scrubbing with a brush on my hands and knees. So the very first thing I tried to clean the shower with was the Jaws shower cleaner. I used that first, and then I was trying to see if it would help the grout and make the grout not as discolored as it was. But then I ended up just going back to my Branch Basics. So this is, Branch Basics is like an all natural cleaner. And basically what you do is you squirt the cleaner, and then what I have, that powder stuff, is like an oxygen boost. So you're supposed to squirt the powder first and then put that oxygen boost over it. The shower door it just gets, I don't know, moldy or mildewy or whatever all over it. It's been a long time since I've cleaned the shower door. So while the oxygen boost is sitting, you're supposed to put down the spray, put the oxygen boost over it for like 20 minutes or let it sit. That's when I'm going over here and deciding to clean up the shower door area. It's really hard to get like in the seal. I'm trying to get like underneath the seal there and also on top. The pink stuff I had looked up a little while ago, and I had asked if y'all knew what it was, and a lot of you guys said that it was a specific type of bacteria that grows in your shower, and I looked it up and did a little bit more research into it because I was kind of freaked out what it was, but it always, shows up, and y'all were right. It is like it's a harmless type of bacteria. I guess when the moisture gets in, it just kind of grows that pink color. So that's what it is. Funny thing is when we originally built this house, we opted in for this walk-in shower, which is what you see. And when we were talking to the builder, it wasn't supposed to come with a door. So you know how, I don't know if you've ever seen like some luxurious bathrooms, they just have like these beautiful walk-in showers, and that was the intent and the idea of it. And I was like, well, doesn't it get cold if there's no door? And they were like, no, not at all. So after a while, so once we moved in, and it got really cold in there. If you're not standing directly underneath the shower head, then it got really cold. So what I did for the longest time, and it looked so cheesy, is we got a shower curtain and actually hung it up there. So can you just imagine what it looked like with like a shower curtain in there? It looked bad. So then we ended up getting someone to put a professional door or a glass door in here. And the reason that they tried to talk us out of a door when we built it is because they said that the door would be too small and it would make the shower look funny. But sometimes you just have to pick function over, looks. So that's why later on we added the door, and the thing is that yes, it does get dirty. So now I've let this oxygen boost sit in the shower for, I don't know, about 20 minutes or so. And I'm using the electric scrubber. There's a corner piece, and that's where I'm going along the edges and getting all of the corners first. The reason why I like this Branch Basics and why I always go back to it is that I've used like toilet bowl cleaner. I've asked for recommendations, and I've used bleach before. I've used some stuff with like harsh chemicals. I've used grout cleaner. And the thing is that whenever I use those types of chemicals in the shower, even for days later, the smell is so intense and so strong that, I'd have to open up the door and air everything out. But if you open up the door, then it gets cold. So, yeah, so basically the reason why I like this the best is that it feels like really clean and the smell isn't overpowering several days later. Also, my goal is to go 80% all natural with cleaning products. I know I use like Clorox wipes and stuff like that every once in a while, which is fine. But I think overall I've kind of met that goal. A lot of the Jaws cleaners, the Mrs. Meyer's, the Branch Basics, the Method cleaners are kind of my go-tos, and those are pretty much all natural cleaners. I read a study several months ago, and I shared it in a previous video like several months ago, and it talked about cleaning with harsh chemicals, and that whenever you're cleaning your house, you don't think about it, and when you're cleaning like on a daily basis or even more than that they did some type of study, and over the course of 20 years that using harsh chemicals on a weekly basis when cleaning your house does the same amount of damage to your lungs as if you were to smoke a pack of cigarettes every single day. So I think that a lot of times we don't think about that. I absolutely never did. I was like the bleach person and the Clorox wipes person go to all of the time. But kind of doing a little bit more research on it and thinking about it and, family history and all of that, then I decided that I'm not going to go 100%. There'll be times here and there that I use other types of cleaners, but for the majority of the part, I think that I want to go as natural as I can. But definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know your favorite brand of cleaner, especially in the shower.
Right now I'm standing in the corner. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way you move. Just say you want me to. We got nothing to lose. You're looking so old. You're looking so old. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, let me love you, let me love you.
So we've gotten one major area done, which is the bathroom, and the next thing I'm doing is switching out the laundry. I started folding my towels, rolling them. My husband hates it that way because whenever he helps me fold the laundry, he's like, why do you roll it this way? It takes so much longer. And I'm like, I know, but it looks nicer in the closet. So anyway, I roll my towels this way to put them in the closet. So I'm switching out the laundry, and then I'm going to pick up a little bit in our bedroom before moving on to the next major deep clean area, which is the kitchen.
Everything we do, you got me going, oh, you got me going, oh. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, let me love. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you.
So So the next area that I need to focus on is like the main living area. So the living room, as well as deep cleaning in the kitchen. But while I'm working on that, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my Roborock S7 Plus vacuum. Now this vacuum is definitely next level, and I'll tell you why. It has these two canisters. One on the left is the filter, and the one on the right is the actual dust bag that collects all of the dust, dirt, and debris that the Roborock S7 picks up. Which means that after the cycle runs, then it actually comes back to the dock and auto empties the dust bin for you. So one of the cool things about the auto emptying is that you can set up different empty modes based on your preferences. So after you download the app, you can choose different modes according to the size of your home, the sanitation, and the cleaning frequency. So after I ran it full cycle, before it went to the dock and auto emptied itself, I stopped it and put it on the dock to show you how much dirt and debris that it picked up from running a cycle on our floors. So now I'm just going to put the tray back into the slot, and then from my phone directly from the app, I'm going to run the emptying cycle. The auto emptying starts when the light flashes, and the automatic emptying finishes when the lights stop flashing. There is also a dustbin detection, which means if the dustbin is not in the right place, then it will actually auto stop the emptying process. But after just a few seconds, the dustbin is completely emptied. So I've had this vacuum for a few weeks now, and I've ran it over 600 minutes, and I wanted to just mention that I have not yet emptied the dust bag yet. The 3-liter dust bag actually self-seals when removed to prevent dust leaks, and the dust bag has been treated with an antibacterial agent to protect against bacterial growth, so you don't have to worry about it smelling or anything like that. So be sure to check out the link in my description box below to get a Roborock S7 vacuum.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling.
So my next major deep clean area is the kitchen. But before I can get to any of the deep cleaning, I have to pick up just the normal mess. Our island is like the main focal point of everything, but it's also the accumulation of just about everything. So if you haven't noticed, if this is your first time here, we don't have a breakfast area. So the island is where, like, the 2 bar stools are where we pretty much eat dinner. And then there's a little table right there where the girls will eat. And then our dining room happened to be turned into my office. So we don't eat in the dining room. And then my office turned into a junk room. So until I can get everything cleaned out, then we can kind of go back to what the rooms are really supposed to be used for. But once I got everything kind of picked up in the kitchen, I was like, I have not cleaned the microwave in such a long time. It's not terrible, but it's probably time to clean it again. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the glass off and just clean that with Dawn soap and stuff. But I actually wish I would have done this after the fact, and I'll tell you why in just a minute.
Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down.
So this is like an angry mama cleaner. This was also something I found last year as one of those Amazon ads that popped up. And basically what you do is you pour distilled vinegar into her angry head, and then you put her hair back on, and then you put it in the microwave for I don't remember, 7 or 8 minutes, I think. And what's supposed to happen is that her head is supposed to steam up like an angry mama. It sounds super cute. I've only used it once before because I don't clean my microwave that often for some reason. I always cover everything, so I guess it doesn't get as dirty. But the idea behind it is that the vinegar, the steam from the vinegar is supposed to loosen up all of the crud and stuff in the microwave so that whenever it's done running, then you can just go in and wipe everything and it comes off really easily. So whenever I was reading the reviews for this, her head doesn't actually like steam up like in the picture that it showed on Amazon, but that's the reason why I bought it, because I thought it just looked super cute. But when I was reading the reviews on Amazon, somebody goes, why don't you just get a bowl of vinegar and put it in there? It does the same concept. And I was like, yeah, I guess you could do that. But I really wanted to see her steam up in her head, you know. So anyway, it's a cute concept. It's easy. So whether or not you decide to use the Angry Mama, and you can get her like in different hair colors, but or just get a bowl of vinegar and like put it in there for 7 minutes or so. It really does work. It loosens up all of the stuff and it helps wipe down the microwave really easy. The only thing is that it smells like vinegar, like really, really strong vinegar. So I kind of wish I would have kept the glass in there before I cleaned it and then taken it out and cleaned it afterwards, because everything just smelled vinegary. So I think I rinsed it off afterwards anyway.
Hey, I don't get what this is about. You got my head spinning on my shoulders. I feel it burn inside of my chest.
The next thing that I'm going to work on is the sink. I decided to use the pink stuff today. This is just like a paste. It's also, I think it's 99% non-toxic, and it's easy to use. I typically use it on the stainless steel stuff, or at least that's just what I've been using recently. And I have to get into the corners of the sink really good, because that's where it always gets discolored and like food gets stuck in there.
Like I'm lucid dreaming, got me flying high. 'Cause I can't believe that I get to have you close. On an endless road, I'm levitating now. In one of those lucid dreams. In one of those lucid dreams. Oh yeah. Wait, you gotta tell me what you did.
So my last video and recently on my Instagram and on my community tab, I asked you guys to ask me some questions. If you had anything that you wanted to know about me in general, or just questions that you might have had. I've never really done a Q&A on here before, so I figured if you wanted to get to know more about something I haven't talked about before, then this would be a good time. So what I'm going to do is start off with some of the questions I have in this video, and then next week I will continue on as I get more questions come in. So I've actually received multiple questions about where I'm from, where I live, have I always lived here, do I plan on moving, like questions around that. So I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I currently still live in the Houston area on the outskirts of Houston, and I have never lived anywhere else. My mom is from Ohio and my dad is from Louisiana, and they met in Houston, and then that's where I was born. So Houston is the 4th largest city in the U.S. It's like the melting pot of the U.S. It's super diverse. There's a lot of different people that come here for work and opportunity. And the thing is that like right when I went to college here, University of Houston downtown, and then I just got a job. I was working the whole time. So it was really hard to leave because there's so much opportunity here. Now, I was fortunate to do a lot of traveling through work before I had kids, and I would be open to moving as long as like everything played out amazing and it was like a great opportunity or something drove us to the right place where we're supposed to be. But Chris's whole family is from here, and he's like, no, I never want to leave. And I'm like, yes, let's move across the country somewhere. And he's like, no. But my mom, my stepdad, and my sister, who just moved back from Atlanta, are all here. So, yep, that's another big thing, is that we do have family here as well. But I just want to point out that I am cleaning the oven. Earlier I took out this black tray. It's like an oven liner, and it helps catch all of the stuff underneath the oven. Like if you have pizza or something and it melts on the ground. I used to have foil, but then I read the thing that says do not put foil underneath the oven. But I threw away the old one. These liners came with 3, but they're a lifesaver, and it helps it. It's so easy to clean. Now the next thing I'm cleaning is the toaster oven, and here I do, all of that stuff is stained on there. That's like burnt sweet potato, I think, or whatever. And then cheese, I'm just vacuuming up with the little handheld vacuum, but I do put foil on that. Hopefully that's okay. It doesn't say not to, but that's typically what I do. Do you guys put foil underneath your toaster oven if you have one? Leave me a comment below.
We used to hang around town pretty late. I spent the week thinking about our next day. It was easier then, so much easier then. Or like that time I picked you up outside of school. You said, screw my dad, I make my own rules. It was easier then, so much easier then. Take me back to those easy summer days when we stopped at nothing, babe. Yeah, we stopped at nothing, baby. They couldn't take us.
Another question is if we plan to move, where would we move? So we don't have any plans to move out of this house anytime soon, but eventually we do want to get land. I don't know if it's going to be right here in this area where we're at, or I've been looking at more of hill country Texas, maybe like 2 hours west of where we are, but still I don't know if Chris is up for that, but I send him houses every now and then, and he's like, no, what are we going to do out there? So yep, for now we don't have plans to move.
Figure out, but now that I'm done, I'm full of doubt. Was it easy for you? Yeah, was it too easy for you? You used to say that you would always be mine.
The last major area I'm going to deep clean is the laundry room. I don't know how stuff accumulates on top of the washer and dryer. Does anybody else just like find things in your pockets and then just like put them on the washer and dryer, or just put stuff on there? Well, we do, and that's where things accumulate. So the very first time I ever cleaned out this washing machine seal, I saw it on Go Clean Co. Instagram, and I'm like, what? You clean out the inside of your washing machine? I've never heard of that before. And luckily somebody else sent me a comment and was like, I've never done that until I watched these cleaning videos. So the very first time I did that was probably this summer, but then I am horrible about following up and cleaning it. So I'm going to do that in this video. Okay, these questions are going to take me forever because I ramble on. But the next question is, who are your favorite male and female celebrities? I don't really know. Growing up, Goldie Hawn was always my favorite. I loved the movie Overboard. And let me think. And male actor, I don't know. There's too many good ones. Angelia, what is your favorite TV show besides Shark Week? I said over the summer that I really, really was obsessed with Shark Week. But right now, my favorite TV show is Yellowstone. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys watch that show. I haven't been watching a lot of TV shows lately, but yep, Yellowstone is the one that we've been watching consistently. Okay, before I go on, I have to stop and tell you what I did here. So on these front loader washers, maybe they're on all washing machines, I don't know. You have to like undo the thing and rinse out the water. I couldn't get it open. I had to get a butter knife. And I pull out the thing, and I don't really remember how to do it. It's been so long since I've emptied this. You're supposed to do it every, I don't know, 2 months. So I unplug the filter and water pours out everywhere. And the water stinks in here. Like it started smelling bad. I think I mentioned it earlier in this video. And every time I wash clothes, the clothes don't stink and the water doesn't stink. It was just like a really musty smell. And I was like, there's something like dead in the washing machine because it smells so bad. So I undid that. The water fell everywhere. It's all leaking in those trays. Like water is everywhere. I have this bucket underneath, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, this task is going to take me forever to clean up. Not only that, it stinks, and like I wish you could smell it. Well, actually, be glad that you can't smell it. So I empty out the filter. The filter is like totally full of stuff, but it's also soaking wet. And I don't know if the filter, that whole compartment, was supposed to have water in it. And I'm like, I totally did this wrong. I have no idea what I'm doing. Why do I have a cleaning channel? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, I get a paper towel and I'm trying to clean on the inside, and I'm literally looking in there to see if there is like a dead animal in there. I don't know, like for as bad as it smelt, but I think it was just like the water. I don't know how to explain it. So my next step is to empty everything out of the drawers underneath there. I didn't plan on going through that and cleaning that, but I ended up having to do that. So I have like a bowl underneath there trying to collect all of the water that is dripping down. So when it leaked like inside of the washer. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically just dripping down. I can't like go in and clean all of it from the inside, I guess you can say. So I literally have these buckets that I'm keeping underneath there for like an hour while the water just drips down. So anyway, it turned into a fiasco. Don't do what I did. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do this. So I'm getting a towel. It's dripped all underneath there. So the next thing that I do is I get my phone out and I'm like, let me YouTube how to clean your washing machine. Like, this is really sad, y'all. So I figured out how to do the front loaders. You really are supposed to take the thing off the hose. So when I tried that earlier, it was like stuck on there so bad. So I thought that it wasn't supposed to come off, but this is why you're supposed to do it a lot more often than I do it, like once a year. So, so I finally take the thing off, but there's no water. There's hardly any water that comes out because it all spilt everywhere.
When I call her up to say I'm in town, I get a notion that we both walk the same ground. Been traveling all over, searching far and away for a sign to lead me straight. We walk together down the streets of our home. It's been forever, a long time that I've been gone. The feelings come easy as we start a new day, and I know what I should say. I love you from my beating heart.
So this is where it's leaking from. I tried to get a good angle on how I couldn't like fix it, but basically that's where the leak is. So what I decided to do is just, let that drip until it's all cleaned out, and then I'm going to work on the inside seal of the washing machine. So beware, this is gross. This is all probably hair and dog hair. I don't know. So it's like inside the seal, I had to pull it back, and trying to hold the camera, the light, and get it cleaned up was kind of difficult. So that's all of the gunk that I cleaned out from the inside seal. And what I'm using is they're like alcohol-free wipes. This is where I need the Lysol wipes and didn't have them. But I'm just going around and trying to clean as much as the inside seal as possible. Now, the inside of the washing machine did not stink. I know that whenever like front loaders first came out, and maybe you guys can let me know if yours does. Like if you keep them shut, that they end up stinking. But ours doesn't for some reason, even as dirty as it looks from the inside. It doesn't. It was just somehow that water that was stinking.
Every time that my mind slips, I just see my past life. Having dreams in a dream, I wonder why I carried on with the things that made you lose your mind. There's no way I can undo what I've done. Can we be strangers again? Start fresh like a morning. What's so bad about that? So why won't you follow? Why won't you follow me home?
So once I got it cleaned out, these are like Tide washing machine cleaners, and what you do is you get the little pouch and put them inside the washing machine and then run a cycle. The only thing is that after I ran that cycle, I've used it like twice before, but it's been a while. I don't think I really like them. And the reason being is because it smells super strong of like Tide. It doesn't smell like bleach, but it's like that really strong scent. So then the next cycle I ran with just towels, and it also had kind of that stench or that really, really strong smell in there. So unless you like that smell, then you can use them, but I don't think I will use those again. I'm going to see if I can get something that's a little bit less strong smelling. If you have any recommendations, then leave them for me in the comments below.
Damn, obsessed with myself. Wanna hit the reverse on what's broken. Can we be strangers against our fresh like a morning? But what's so bad about that? So why won't you follow? Why won't you follow me home? I know I can't make you mine. Yes, I ran out of time. There's no hope for me.
So the next thing I'm going to do is clean up everything on the washing machine and dust the whole space. All right, the last question that I received that I'm going to answer in this video, if I didn't talk so much, I could get more done, but is how do Chris and I manage our time, considering we both have full-time jobs and we both have hobby jobs. Chris has a landscaping business on the side, and then I do YouTube on the side, obviously, and then but still have time for family vacations. So great question, and I could go on about this, but I would say that right now it is difficult. There are things that we sacrifice to get it done, like Chris works a lot of Sundays, where I do a lot of my filming and cleaning on Sundays. If I'm running behind or have a lot to do, then 5 a.m. mornings come very early for me, or 8 p.m. at night is when I come back on my computer sometimes, and after Savannah goes down for bed, then, I try and juggle and get some more stuff done. With choosing to have such busy schedules, it also comes sacrifices. So, both of our kids are in school, which is, good and bad sometimes, meaning we don't get as much time with them as we want or as much time as the family. So we prioritize family vacations or family time. Meaning if we just sit at home, then we find work to do. Whereas if we are up and somewhere else, then we can focus on, our time as a family. But I am getting close to the end of this video and finally finishing up cleaning this disastrous laundry room. But if you have any more questions, then feel free to leave them down below. Also, I received some questions I wanted to talk about next week along the lines of like cleaning with depression. So stay tuned for next week's video. And if you haven't already subscribed, then I would love for you to join my community.